So Kim Kardashian decided to make a Santa baby music video, and that shit looked cringe as
Yeah, I definitely think that it's not only cringe, but it was just weird.
It was an American Horror Story intro. That is the best way I could describe that shit. You know those American Horrors? Like, that's what it gave me. Like, it's just random things happening as she's just crawling on the floor with this VHS overlay. Like, that shit was weird. She really did look like a cracked out Marilyn Monroe on the ground.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Lock, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And we are back at it again with another video. Okay.
First and foremost, I want to say happy holidays to everybody that celebrates Christmas. I know we've taken some time off for the holidays a little bit. No?
We were a little late, but
a little late.
You know, it was a lot. It was hectic, the holidays and work and stuff like that.
Right. And honestly, we wanted to do like a Christmas thing, but we just didn't get to it. That's what I mean by late. So, you know,
okay.
I want to wish everybody a happy new year too, because, you know, you never know.
Yeah. I want to shout out to the people because I saw someone comment talking about love from South Africa, and I'm like, yo, what the hell, South Africa? Shout out to you. Shout out to Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to Baltimore. I saw someone from Detroit. Shout out to you too. So it's pretty dope. I love seeing where y'all are from. So comment where y'all are from.
Yes, and everybody, we keep seeing new people come in. So thank you to everybody who comes in, subscribes, who shows us love, who comments, who shares the video. You know, all of that counts, and all of it is for free. So, you know, we appreciate everything and all the silent support, the quiet support, all that. We see you guys coming in, and, you know, we're headed to a new year.
I know. This is kind of wild.
The podcast, you know, you guys are just making this, you know, we put in the hard work, but y'all support it. And
for sure.
That's what makes us a community.
Yes. Shout out to the Petty Posse, y'all.
Yeah.
The Petty Posse, yeah.
We are grateful for the year that we've had.
I know. Oh my God. Crazy.
It's
right?
crazy.
And then we're going into another year.
I know.
Jeez.
It's been a year since the podcast.
It's been a year. Wow.
Over a year, but still, it's like a whole new year.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. What'd you say?
63 episodes in.
Oh, shit, man. You know, I know. And you know what's crazy? There's so many other podcasts where it's like 1,000, 100, 200. But I'm like, it's even hearing the number 63. It's like so wild to me where I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, consistently trying to at least.
Consistently.
Yes.
Like, there was one time we took one little break, but other than that, every week, like, okay.
So shout out to us, to y'all, to
sure.
everybody. You know, it wouldn't be a thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that before we got into today's topic. We're gonna, you know, keep it light today.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it light. We're gonna chat a little bit, and we're gonna do, like, you know, a few topics for y'all that we just wanted to cover. You know, we don't really talk about Drake much. We talked about it one time, and that was like nobody gave a fuck.
No, the people spoke. Okay, the people spoke, and they were not with it.
No,
they didn't care.
Not. But I just feel like we need to talk about this guy again.
Yeah, so Drake has been obviously in the media for quite some time with this whole drama between Kendrick Lamar and their beef battle or whatever has been going on. And Kendrick has completely smoked him, right? We all already know the news. There are thousands of videos and articles covering this whole drama, all the in-depth dive videos. Go check them out. We're not here for that because we all know what it is, right? I clearly Team Kendrick, but you know, there's been me and Tiana have been talking on the side a lot about, I guess a little bit about this, and I've been holding it in for quite some time. Drake has been on the news and for some reason in our face a lot, I guess because of the drama, and they've just been like Hollywood Unlocked, Shade Room. They've been broadcasting, I guess, all the things that he's been doing. For example,
his actions for some reason are in our faces more than usual, and I just don't understand it.
Right. So obviously we know that he went on stream recently with Aiden Ross doing the Drizzy, what is it called? The Drizzy Dramathon or something like that.
It was something Christmas related, wasn't it? For Drake.
Yeah, not Dramathon, but it was a title for something. And Drake and Aiden Ross had collaborated.
Mm-hmm.
And
didn't he also go on someone else's stream too? XYQC or whatever his name is.
XQC. Or something?
XQC. I don't remember what his name is.
He was another streamer. So
exactly.
It seems like Drake is kind of, what do you think? Maybe giving up on hip hop and diving into the streaming world?
I don't know, because it does seem like he's been going into it more lately. I don't know what kind of PR stunt that is. I don't know what kind of tactic that is. I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing it lately and I don't know how to feel about it.
Some people believe that he's giving up on hip hop and he's kind of like, you know, just gonna start streaming from now on. What do you think about that?
I think that's so far-fetched. Like, first of all, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a little Aubrey from Degrassi that always wanted to be a rapper, okay? Like, why would he suddenly give up on hip-hop because of one little rap beef? Like, that really tells me you're mad pussy. Like, you really are mad pussy that you can't even... I don't believe that. I feel like that's fake news.
You think so?
I think so, but why do you think it's true?
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily it's true. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't think it's the last time we're going to hear Drake rap or make music, but maybe not so much in the culture, partaking in the culture as much, because people have turned on him, right? Like people who he thought, and he feels sour about it. And that's what it is. The way he's handling the loss really not only reflects who he is, like he's very immature, but like, you know, he's butthurt, and maybe he's like, yeah, let me go hang out with these younger streamers now because...
But my thing is, it's crazy. This is what Joe Budden was talking about. You keep hanging out with these young people, guys, and that. You hanging out with these young girls, these young models. It's like, yo, act your age, bro. Like, and there's nothing... Okay, you can hang out with them, but I don't know. The way he be hanging out with them is as if he's their age sometimes. I'd be like, bro, I'm sorry, like... Even me, myself, and I'm about to be 30 in February, okay? I be hanging out with a group of people that's young, like, you know, 22, 23. I be like, and I've done that one time, right? And because of a mutual friend. And when I was there, I was really thinking to myself, like, oh, hell fucking no. Like, I'm too old to be hanging out with y'all. Like, I know I look like y'all, but bitch, like the different like mental level and like just a different energy, it's just like I'm just not there anymore, right? So it's just certain things that I can't relate to, that I would not want to hang out with you all the time. We could be cool, sure, but like to hang out all the time with your friends, that's too much for me. Like, so the fact that he be just hanging out like they besties is crazy.
Well, it's funny because in this recent stream with Aiden Ross, Aiden had asked him something along the lines of, how would you describe this year, hip hop this year? And Drake said something along the lines of, it was like a weird season of the NBA. And the fact that people are saying, because he couldn't even address it for what it was, and he kind of just used like this metaphor to kind of explain his loss.
But why the NBA?
I don't know. It's just, but again, it's just the lack of being able to lose properly. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the same thing like with him suing. The fact that Drake even wanted to sue Universal Music Group just because he felt that they had a hand in pushing Kendrick's streams by like whatever illegal activity. To me, it just feels so random because like you're not even suing for him calling you a okay, but you're suing for that. Again, I don't know. When I saw that, I'm not gonna lie, before you get in a booth, you talking about I'm suing you. Like, I knew Drake was corny, you know, I knew, but like, it's just really annoying how much it's like really in my face. Like, even you comparing your loss to the NBA, it's giving Karen.
There are 2 lawsuits. One of them is for the illegal participation of the streams, but the second one is for defamation.
Wasn't that after though? A little after? That wasn't right away.
No, that was the first one, I think, actually.
That was the first one?
I believe
surprised.
So. Yeah, so there's 2 lawsuits happening regarding the same situation though. But using the word and defaming character and with intent because whatever. So Yeah, so there is that.
I'm sorry. I feel like me personally, I've never seen a rap beef end in a lawsuit. Like that's just, I've never seen that growing up my whole life. If there's rap beef between two rappers, they're handling this shit in the booth. Like historically, you know, especially with hip hop, that's how it's always been. So to see that you're really suing, you're really talking about you're showing your side, bro. You're showing your other side. I'm sorry. No offense to the people that's on that other side. But you showing it, bro. You showing that entitled weird victim mentality that these Karens possess.
Well, I mean, he's always been in favor. He's always been the favorite, let's say, the token hip hop boy for, you know, Universal
Which
Music
is
Group.
why people have been calling him a culture vulture for the longest time.
Which he has been. He's
Right.
been a culture, like for him to be singing with Aventura Spanish is crazy.
And
you know,
even like him hopping on the Jamaican music and all that shit. It's like, bro, like.
Which is funny because not a lot of people ever, like, I guess, criticize that aspect. We just kind of accepted it because, again, UMG is there in your face. They have access to so many things. So we're just eating it up because it's everywhere anyways, right? But now that the world has turned on him, now more people are seeing, I guess, how corny or culture vulture he always was. But what I find interesting is that, you know, while he's out here doing a Christmas stream with Aiden Ross, you have someone like Kendrick who's out doing a concert with, you know, Ab-Soul. And there's a recent concert I think they did for not donation, charity, I think it was. And again, with hip hop artists, and it goes to show you again that Kendrick won, even without having to say it, right? Like he has clearly won. The industry hasn't turned on him, but which leads me to question, right? Because everything here, I don't just eat up the news. I don't just eat up what y'all tell me, because if we all know something, now more than ever, now that you've seen all the lawsuits with Diddy, Jay-Z, Blake Lively, all these lawsuits that have come out, there's one thing that we know is that these people, even when they're writing blogs or reports, it's all with intention, right? Whoever has access to them, whatever narrative they want to push. And I'm just so, I guess, like, I need to know why we're seeing Drake and why did this happen now? You know, Drake has always been this guy. They call OVO the OVO sweatshop because what Drake does is he'll find a new upcoming artist. He'll want to sign you, but you got to give him your best music, and then he'll be a feature every now and then in yours. But you give him the best music. So he's always benefited from the I guess the culture of Hollywood. And now all of a sudden there's a lawsuit. Now all of a sudden there's beef. And now all of a sudden all these blogs are turning on Drake to make him seem like he's corny, even though he's always been. But now you want to shine light on it. It's interesting, and I feel like, you know, there's something deeper that we're not seeing as a society quite yet. Maybe in like 10 years from now, you might see something come out. But I just feel like, who did Drake piss off? Because I low-key feel like Kendrick was a pawn in a bigger scandal that I don't even think he knows about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, both Kendrick and Drake are under the same label. Why would you want your one artist to defame the other? You know what I'm saying? Who did Drake piss off?
They do it all the time. Like, you know, you've seen it with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Like, I feel like the industry is just known for like putting two artists together all the time. Even Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. Like, I don't know. That seemed like personal beef as well between them, and with the females, it always seems like it's more personal. But I just feel like the industry has always done that, even with like Tupac and fucking B.I.G. Like, you know, you see it all the time. So maybe you're right. Maybe this is something that's industry related because they're just known for pitting two, even if they're under the same record label.
Right. But okay. So at least with Cardi B and Nicki, it was immediate. There was no original calm. Like Drake and Kendrick have been in the industry for so long.
Right.
And have never, like, yeah, maybe they've dissed each other, or maybe there's been behind the scenes some animosity or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But never like this. Why now? And I think as people, as consumers of this content, the least we could do is think.
Didn't Drake start this whole beef though?
Supposedly.
He started this whole beat.
Right, but 10 years ago. It was like mad years ago. Yeah, like he had dissed Kendrick a long time ago. So that's what I'm saying. Again, this goes back to the same thing. As a society, we must ask ourselves, why now? Why now? What's going on? You know, and that's what I feel like. If you come to the petty headquarters, right, we're going to give you some perspective. We're going to give you some tea. But I also want you to question the things we consume, because at the end of the day, everybody is pushing a narrative. It don't matter, like the same way the news does. You know what I'm saying? CNN, you're going to see more of the red push narrative. You go to ABC, you might see a blue narrative. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has an agenda. And it depends on who's paying and who's sponsoring these people. You know, so that's what I really, these are the things, the questions you must ask.
No, for real. I feel like you're onto something, because that is something that definitely always goes under the radar, especially with the industry. You know, it's easy to get riled up and just be like, oh, yeah. But you're not seeing whoever's behind the scenes making this for you to get riled up.
For sure.
Yeah, the whole thing with Drake and Kendrick is definitely questionable when you think about it from those terms. What's going on behind the scenes? Who is the invisible entity or person, pulling the strings here? Because it does feel like someone invisible is pulling the strings and causing this little rap war. And, like we don't know who that person is, or what their agenda is, or what the goal is, because I'm pretty sure there is an agenda. It's the same thing when it comes to marketing in the media. Like there's always an agenda. The reason why certain president-elects wear certain colors, there's an agenda. Like there's always a meaning behind everything that you see on TV or the internet. So that's a good point. It kind of ties into possibly why Drake even wants to sue Universal, Music Group to begin with.
Exactly.
So like, is someone there doing that and pulling the strings? And us, the people, it's easy to laugh and just be like,
right,
he mad. Yeah, he mad, he corny, which he is. But it's easy. It's easy to talk about the emotional side of things.
Correct.
Which is why these people pull these strings, because they know they can start this type of war in the media.
We eat it up.
Exactly. The sheep eat it up. They know. But that is a great point. I mean, I don't know.
And then also it's like, the same thing what happened with Cassie, right? No matter how quickly Diddy tried to like push that under the rug and settle it, what it did was it caused for eyes to become like, that person to become a target. So I just wonder if Drake knew what he was doing strategically. Like, okay, you want to play this game, we can play that rich boy game. And he brought them maybe because there is something illegal happening and it's just a way to get the feds to look at you. That's all.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because again, why would you be suing for things when you are this is the same entity that fed you all these years?
Yeah, I agree. I found it weird when he wanted to sue them.
You know what I'm
saying? Very random.
It just sounds personal, in my opinion. When you take all
between the record label,
whoever's behind the record label, who not Kendrick. Yes, Kendrick is a part, and this is what I'm saying, because he's not suing Kendrick, he's suing the record label.
Right.
Kendrick is just a pawn in the game.
Right.
And that's why I feel like it's bigger. But that does go back to, we can bring it back to just him streaming now. This is why I do believe that, there is possibility, yes,
that
we'll see him
will leave the hip-hop world. This is why you think he'll stop making...
Not leave the hip-hop world.
But won't be making music as much?
He's going to be making music, but he's not going to cater to that hip-hop culture. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how to describe it. I feel like you're low-key going to start seeing him stream a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because to see who he's streaming with. I think that is the biggest thing for me, the biggest takeaway. And I'm going to speak on, I'm sure, what everyone is saying, calling him a Karen and all this stuff. Like, this whole thing happens, and then your first resort is to sue. Then you're on a stream with that XQYC, whatever the fuck his name is. XQC. Then you're on another stream with Aiden Ross. Very just highly controversial people.
Yeah, but also Aiden Ross in particular, I find it quite funny that he was with him for Christmas, because Aiden Ross is known to have because Aiden Ross has always put himself in a place where he's with rappers, and he's kind of like the guy that the nerd that you laugh at. Like, it's never something.
Like, he's not really in the crew, but he thinks he's in the crew.
And
he wants to suck the crew off, even though he's not really in the crew.
Thank you.
That's Aiden Ross.
Thank
bro.
you. See,
that's it.
You know how to just sum it up what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
because I didn't know.
He's a dick eater. Like, that's what the fuck he is. Like, I mean, that's really what it is. Like, even when he be with Kai Cenat and all the other people, you can tell the energy that they're not really fucking with him, but he's just there. Like, you can.
Aiden Ross?
Yeah, like when he's in the room with, like, you know, those other streamers, like, it always feels like they're clowning on him. They're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you.
They don't respect you.
Right.
That's why you've gotten robbed by, you know, these people. You pay these people and they don't show up, or they come on your stream and then they only stay for like 5 minutes and then leave, even though you paid a bag to have them there. Like, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's pretty wild. But one thing that I did want to point out with the whole Drake on Aiden Ross's stream, one part that, of course, went viral is Drake reading a letter from a fan. And in that letter, at some point, he reads, it's always going to be fuck Kendrick, but he doesn't finish it. And then he says, oh, I cannot say that. And he like plays it off. But honestly, I just feel like Drake has always been an actor, and this was definitely giving theatrics. And it was also giving throw rocks, hide your hand, the same way Karens give off that same energy. So I'm just going to play the little clip. I don't know if y'all heard it.
In the beautiful land down under. It would be an unforgettable honeymoon filled with laughter, fun, and of course, the Drake charisma. And it's always... Oh, I'm not reading that. Please help a Drizzy soldier finally show my wife why Drake is the greatest to ever do it. So
great. I loved every single word of that. Also,
yeah, so that was the clip. And honestly, the whole video just gave fake. Like, bitch, you knew what you were doing. Talking about, oh, I cannot say that. Like, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
Yeah, I feel like, again, this goes back to the same thing Joe Budden had always criticized Drake about. And that was just that, you know, he acts like a young kid. He acts like a young boy. Young boy. He acts like a young boy.
It's so crazy because that's an inside joke that y'all probably don't get, but
yeah. So, like, you know, and I guess that really, I mean,
yeah, but also I want to touch on what Amber Rose had to say when she was on a podcast platform, and, you know, they asked her, team Drake or Kendrick, and she said Drake. And one of her reasonings for saying Drake is because he's biracial, which to me feels like such is that a weird answer? I guess I shouldn't even say that's a weird answer. Because, you know, if that's your experience, right? But I guess to me, I'm just like, Amber, I'm tired of you making your whole identity about you just being biracial. Like,
true.
It's kind of getting old at this point. And the fact that that's the only factor, not the only factor, but a contributing factor as to why you support him because y'all biracial. It's just like, yeah. Listen, I don't care if she supports him because of that, because I get it. Some people support their own because they Black. Some people support their own because they're Filipino. I get it. But I just feel like with Amber, shut the fuck up. Like, the only thing about your identity is that you're Black and white at this point. Like, I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. Talk about something else.
Okay, question for you. Speaking of Toronto.
Yeah.
Kendrick or Drake?
Drake.
Hey!
Yeah.
Fuck yes, Amber!
Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you something. People want to act like Drake is not the voice of our generation.
He
because,
is.
like, okay, maybe he lost one rap battle and stuff like that, but you can't take away everything that Drake has done for us as far as memories
for
and
15
parties
years.
and, like, you can't do that. And Drake is biracial. And I'm for the biracials.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. You're like the only LA person to say that, and I appreciate it.
I don't give a fuck. I'm for Drake 100%.
He has more hits than any other rapper by far. Like,
yeah,
by far.
for sure.
He's the
That's
best ever.
like, they just want to fucking throw him away, and that's what people do. They build you up to throw you away, and I think it's complete bullshit. So I'm going with Drake.
But what did he fucking do to piss everyone off at the same time?
He's biracial. That's what happens.
That's what it is?
Like, if like with a biracial person, like, sometimes when they don't like you, they'll just be like, you're acting white, you're acting light skinned, you're not like us. And it's just like, I've been through that my whole life, so I will always have Drake's back for that reason.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of over her take.
Yeah. I mean,
You see my face? That's how I feel. Like, I just don't like.
I mean, she was doing good, and then she couldn't. Like, I don't know the last part. I guess I didn't hear. I heard the biracial part, but I didn't hear the extended version where she's like this. I mean, I guess I don't know what a biracial person goes through, and I have heard people have said that, like, you know, when you don't fully.
Which she's right. She's not wrong, but I just feel like she's dragging it at this point, bro.
Right.
Considering all the shit that Drake has said and done up until this point,
Right.
he's kind of fitting into that character. I'm sorry,
Right,
like
exactly.
he's not making it any better for himself.
Exactly.
He's really fucking falling into what people are saying about him. Like every action, like instead of waiting for this to blow over, the nigga's trying to sue. Like, you know what they say about y'all. Why do you keep playing into the same fucking weird stereotype if that's the case? Like, I just don't get it. And then doing the whole throwing rocks and hiding your hand and just being corny. It's just. And then you fucking made Bobby Althor famous, bitch. I'm sorry. It's just a lot with Drake that
I mean, she's right, though. I mean, the industry does build you up to throw you out.
That's the only part where I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. Because,
it's true.
You know, people are fake. They'll be like, oh, they're your diehard fans. And then all of a sudden one thing happens and they fucking hate you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always say I don't give a fuck. I'm a diehard fan of Biggie. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And yeah, I brought it to Biggie. I don't care.
Oh,
because y'all be ready to throw Biggie away.
We not
throwing
about
Biggie
this.
away.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Well, I mean, any final thoughts on Drake? Bring it back.
I mean, honestly, my final thought on Drake is that you're acting too much like a Karen.
Yeah, my final thoughts are, I don't know. It's deeper, in my opinion. And he's always been corny. I think that's been a thing since our episode and since prior to that.
Yeah, when we did that episode before about Joe Budden and all that stuff and how we made a song about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, like, bro, grow up. Like, you're acting like you're still in high school mad over your first lover. Like, I don't get it.
Right. And again, so none of this surprises me, and this is why I'm curious now. He's been corny since Joe Budden, but instead Joe Budden got the back end of that, you know, backlash. So again, why now? These are the questions y'all must ask. These are the questions y'all must think about when you're reading the article that you're reading.
Yeah. And with that being said, we're going to talk about someone else who thinks that she's also super young still, even though she's not. She's also a big-aged woman, and she should be acting a little bit more her age. But who am I to judge, right? I'm nobody. So Kim Kardashian decided to make a Santa Baby music video, and that shit looked cringe as fuck.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's not only cringe, but it was just weird.
It was an American Horror Story intro. That is the best way I could describe that shit. You know those American Horror, like, that's what it gave me. Like, it's just random things happening as she's just crawling on the floor with this VHS overlay. Like, that shit was weird. She really did look like a cracked out Marilyn Monroe on the ground. I think that was her goal. I think that's what she wanted to look like.
I thought it looked more like Brittany Murphy, but you know, R.I.P.
Maybe that's what you're probably right.
Well,
because
no.
I don't know who that is.
Well, Kim has always been a fan of Marilyn Monroe, but I feel like her look was more of Brittany Murphy. But
it was giving Marilyn Monroe.
But anyways, I guess it kind of stirred some controversial conversation because, you know, the internet obviously doesn't take anything the Kardashians do seriously anymore.
No.
But I guess the comments were not so receiving. They didn't really like this. They were kind of like, you know, you're 45 years old. You know, I'm glad you're not my mom.
All right. That is so extra. Like, I'm glad you're not my. And what would you do if it was your mom? The fuck? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, it brought up a conversation of why is Kim Kardashian, I guess, still trying to be that it girl that with the sex appeal at her age.
She's 44.
With 3 kids, or 4 kids, however many kids she has, having all the money in the world, having all the status that you could ever want, why are you making this video where you look like a party girl that just crawled through, a trap house, but Christmas version. Right. And then it's like she didn't even sing. You know what I mean? It's not like she sang. It was just like, I guess, more of an artistic way of expressing Christmas, right? Because that's what people are saying, that this is what we are celebrating. It's like a more dramatic depiction of what Christmas is really like in America or in the world. Because they say, and I'm about to bring y'all on to something. So shout out to The Truth Is, that YouTube channel is
that the one that talks like,
yeah, say it, dude.
I don't remember.
All right, well, The Truth Is, go check him out on YouTube. He's always getting demonetized, so he's great videos.
Great.
He be clocking
he be
shit.
Scaring me, yo.
Yeah. So anyways, he made a video on this and I thought it was very interesting. Go check it out, go watch the full recap, but he breaks it down and thought it was interesting because people were so distracted by the imagery and just like the conversation of, oh, you're an old lady acting like this, that type easy stuff to pick, that I guess a lot of people missed really a lot of the other things that were hidden in this. And he broke it down better than I could ever break it down. But in summary, was saying how Christmas is meant to celebrate Jesus. And yet, as us, the people, we do not celebrate that. So in the music video, you see somebody dressed up as Jesus who opens up the refrigerator, and he's just a regular guy, a part of the party. You see a lot of people counting money because Christmas is about money and about who can give lavish gifts and society admiring money. And then, at the end, she crawls all the way to Santa Claus. And Santa Claus is obviously played by Macaulay Culkin, but he's holding a camera to her face, basically as the director. Mm-hmm. And Santa is directing the real Christmas that everybody is celebrating and not what is supposed to be, which is Jesus. Right. And he also breaks it down how there's this occult practice that it's basically the god of Saturn, and he really breaks it down, y'all. You're not gonna find it here.
He does. He be scaring me.
But he showed the picture of the Saturn god or whatever, and it literally looked like Santa Claus, but like a Greek god. And it was like freaky because it's like, well, when you think about Jesus don't look like Santa. You know what I mean? And they say St. Nicholas is supposed to be Santa, but Santa don't look like St. Nicholas. Mm-hmm. He dead ass looked like that shit messed me up, yo. I was like, oh my God, that's deep. And of course, again, we're not going to take anything that Kim Kardashian does as deep, right? But when you think about it, I mean, he really does a great job at breaking it down. Y'all should definitely go check it out. But
so you think Kim did this on purpose to show those hidden messages?
No, I don't think that. I mean, yes.
Do you even think this was her idea?
I think it was, obviously it's not going to be her idea.
Right.
Nobody, like Drake's songs are not written by Drake,
I'm like, this doesn't sound like she would think about that.
No, but she probably
is a pawn in it.
I think that she did this music video because something was happening in her actual world, which I will give credit to Tisa Tells for spreading this information. But while this music video came out, she partnered with this company, which they ended up dropping her because people in financial world were saying that they're not really going to take Kim Kardashian seriously and they don't trust her with the money. So anyways, that might have been the reason why she made it, because I really don't understand why this lady who has everything in the world would make this video. Like, it's not even like you're singing. Yeah. There's nothing. I mean, did you really truly want to express yourself creatively? I mean, it makes no sense to me. Since when? Yeah. Since when? She's like a reality TV star. She's not like someone who does something deep.
No, not at all.
Even the Skims collaboration is like the old version of Yeezy in 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she's really original. Every business aspect she's ever had has been a quick money up and then has died. It's never, Skims has been her longest business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's respectfully. But why this music video? And then it's like, I don't know, like, you don't want to just chill. Like, I don't know. It brings up a good conversation, right? Does Kim Kardashian constantly need this validation that she is still has that sex appeal, even at her grown ass age? You've been famous forever. Okay. You went viral and became famous through your sex tape. You've been validated, but yet you've been validated by men, and you're constantly, you know, this has kind of been her thing. And now you're still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why, if this is a thing, I could see why she would still need to be validated. I mean, look at her. Like, yeah, she has money, but like her divorce was really ugly, okay? Her daughter humbles her every fucking day. I don't know what her dating situation is like, but I just feel like, you know, she reminds me of the older lady from the movie The Substance. Now, guys, if you haven't seen The Substance is a movie where there is this drug that allows you to be young again. Long story short. This older lady, she's famous, she's successful, but she's getting older, right? She wants to go back to her youth, okay? And that's what she does. She takes the drug, but it has its consequences. So yes, I feel like Kim Kardashian reminds me of that. I don't think it's far-fetched. We may see her as, oh yeah, you live this glamorous life, but who knows? But also it can go back to what you were saying. Maybe she's in a pickle. Like you said, she got dropped and now she's like, oh, I need to do this to keep my money up or to stay relevant or for this. Like, it could be solely about numbers too and relevancy just in the media, because her and her family have always done that. If their shit is going low, they're gonna do some fucking scandal to like get some attention. It's always been like that.
And they've always inflated the numbers. They've always sold it that it's not as big as what you actually believe. They just have the resources to pay people to make it seem like it's bigger than what it is.
Right.
Which, again, it's interesting, you know, and I don't know.
The fucking music video looked like a dark web video that we weren't supposed to see. Like, I'm sorry. That shit looked like it belonged on the dark web. I don't know what the fuck that was. That shit looked scary. That shit looked like the evidence you collect after you found the fucking dead bodies.
You know, I just wonder when enough will be enough for someone like Kim and the Kardashians in general, because I just feel like, again, y'all have been, and this goes back to Drake and actually all of them too. Like, this is what happens, right? When you do too much, that greed, people start to see right through it, and nothing lasts forever. So I just feel like, again, when is enough? Or it really reflects that, I guess, fame and fortunes is not enough for some people, right? Because if it was, most people would say, at least where I work, they'll say, I just need $2 million and I'm retiring. You know what I'm saying? But these people, they have millions and millions and millions in stuff that's laundered in nonprofits and churches and everything. And yet you still here just in our face doing these things. And it makes me wonder, right? Because you have a lavish life to
maybe there's
upkeep, right?
Yeah.
You have a lavish life to upkeep. So that's just what it is. But again, this is where I say, like, the grass is never greener, guys. Like, look at Kim, right? Look at Kim as an example. She is stupid rich, lives in the most lavish areas, and has so much property, and it's the Kardashian name, yet, you know, constantly she still looks for validation in men. You know, unfortunately, you know, just can't find the person, her partner. And, you know, I don't know. She can't stop working. Same way with Drake. He's doing steak now. He's selling gambling websites to you, regular people. He is promoting gambling, okay, to people. Like, them people, they can gamble because they have millions to gamble with. You, on the other hand, my friend, should not be gambling with your savings. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that even Drake is promoting something like gambling, it's like, damn, bro, you really need the bread, huh?
Yeah, that's random. When the hell did he start doing that?
He's been done that. He's been on steak. He promotes steak like crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, so it's just like, and I believe they fund that stream. I think they're a sponsor. Same thing with Aiden Ross.
All come back full circle.
Yeah, so it's like, again, these rich people that, like, remember, they're not, it's all a facade. It's all a facade, because truly, if it was enough, would they really be working right now? With all that power.
Well, there are people who are greedy. So that's also a thing. And there's always, with humans, it's natural to be like, we need more. I'm not satisfied until I get more. This is not where I end. I have different goals that I want to reach. I have different aspirations. And I feel like a lot of these people, even though they have the money, maybe they feel like they don't have enough money to do certain aspirations that they want to do, or to start certain businesses, or to leave the rap game. Because there are some, celebs that go into the music industry, but they don't stay. And that's when they start to create businesses to leave, like Rihanna. She created Fenty, Savage, all that stuff, and she don't make music no more.
But you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You see how like someone like Rihanna's a great example of taking your success and moving it into the things and getting out of the spotlight. And guess what? She's married. She got kids.
And she's chilling.
She's living. She don't want to make music ever again.
Guess
why? Look at the music industry. Of course she
fucked up. Yeah, exactly. It's fucked up.
And that's what I'm saying. So the fact that Kim is still here, it almost feels like, maybe it's not as simple.
What if she's going broke? Imagine.
But it's not as simple as we think.
Imagine she's going broke and we don't even know. Or maybe she's in some serious debt and we don't even know.
Well, like at Kanye, right? Look at Kanye. He said he was this close to fucking going bankrupt a couple of years ago, right? So, and he just happened to get himself out of it. These people have same financial issues as you, just bigger.
Yeah,
bigger debt. Bigger debt. That's
way bigger.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. But it calls for good conversation, because when does it stop? When do you play into the mature, sexy mom vibes and less of the young teen Britney, just came out of a party vibe? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Skims was giving more mature. This, not so much. This was like...
Yeah, I don't know what this was. I just felt like she went backwards. Like, I know Kim is very controversial, but I feel like the family plays on that too. And I feel like her doing this is it's giving cash grab. So obviously a lot of people had a shit ton to say about Kim's Santa Baby music video. So I wanted to read some of the comments because they're actually really funny, because this is how I felt too. So someone said, all I can hear is Chris in the background saying, "You're doing great, sweetie." I'm fucking weak. Someone else said, I feel like I just watched a sex trafficking ad. No, for real. That's what it's giving. Someone said this feels like an overdose. Someone said, what the F did I just watch? My spirit feels so unsettled. Someone else said, thank you for showing us all what it's like to live in a meth house during Christmas. We all really needed to know what that's like for perspective purposes. Someone said leaving the comments enabled was very brave.
I agree. That was very brave. I was surprised.
Usually she takes off the comments.
Does she?
Well, when she posts with North, she takes off the comments.
Oh.
Someone said, and y'all call Kanye crazy. This is a drunk fever dream.
I'm dead. I feel like people are doing the most.
This last comment that I'm about to read is pretty wild. Someone said, I feel like this is Kim trying to act like she was drugged at them Diddy parties. Bro, of course someone would fucking say
Gotta
that
bring
shit.
Diddy.
Right. Just had to. Just fucking had to.
Had to bring Diddy in it.
Yo, it's pretty wild.
I feel like people are missing the point. I feel like people are too busy roasting her. And again, not asking the question, why? Why did you give this to us?
Right. I feel like that's the whole takeaway from this entire episode. Even like with the Drake and Kendrick beef. Like, we're so quick to be like, oh, you got smoked, bro. But like, why is this happening? Like, what are they distracting us from? What is actually going on behind the scenes with Drake and his record label? Same thing with Kim. Why the fuck did you drop this random ass Santa Baby ass fucking deep ass mad hidden messages fucking stupid music video to us? And why are you going bankrupt? Like, did you need the money? Like, it's giving cash grab. Like, I don't know what's going on. Is there something bigger at play? Is there something big coming that only you guys know about? It's just a lot of questions, I guess. But normal people wouldn't really think like that. So I appreciate Jesse for like giving that insight, because it's just weird.
This was published on December 27th, by the way.
What year?
This year. Just
really?
now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
4 days after that music video dropped, there was an article that came out, which nobody really spoke about. It said Kim Kardashian is getting out of $1 billion business. The 43-year-old mother of 4 is no longer helping manage Sky Partners, the private equity firm she founded with a deal-making hotshot in 2022. That's what it was. It was an equity firm that she tried to get into. And again, that's $1 billion business. Okay? That was the title, not me. So again, is this a distraction? Did she not want us to know that, hey, they just lost out, the Kardashian name just lost out? Why didn't we hear about it? We hear about Drake. We hear about Drake streaming with all these streamers, but we're not going to hear something big about how Sky Partners or whatever the fuck that meant, that equity firm is, dropped Kim K. It's interesting. And this is why the takeaway from this episode is, people, we must think outside the box. Why are they feeding this information? Why are we getting this content? Why? Ask why, especially in the age where we live in a time where content is just like word vomit. Everybody's just throwing it out there. You don't know what's fake. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's the truth. You just getting content. Ask why. Know your sources. Think a little. Don't just eat it up. Don't be emotional.
Sheep. Don't be sheep.
Don't be sheep. And that's what y'all come here for, to the petty headquarters so we can chit chat.
No, for sure. Definitely just chatting it up, but she's right. These are some things to think about because it's just interesting how they're quick to feed you these emotional things for you to get riled up off of. But obviously they're not really showing you what's going on in the background and what the dynamics are. So definitely comment your thoughts. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what are your thoughts on this? How did you think about Kim K's Santa Baby fucking video?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole Drake thing? Me overall, I just think, along with what she said, I just feel like Drake is just too much of a fucking Karen for me, bro. Like, I can see why he would want to leave the hip hop culture because at this point, there's no space for you in hip hop culture acting like that. There's no space for you to sue instead of getting in the booth. That's never been the culture. So it just feels, again, you are a culture vulture. And it's not because you're biracial. It's just because culturally you didn't grow up that way. And I don't think you should be in it anymore. We don't fucking claim you. You make good music, though. I will give you that. But it just culturally, you're not really giving hip hop anymore. You're not giving any of the shit that you're supposed to give. Talking about lost one rap battle. That's a major loss, bro.
Tiana be on a rant about
That's
Drake,
a major loss. Like, Amber, you talking about one rap battle? Bro, yes, he has hits, but we're not going to talk about the hits and the money. No, like, this was really huge. Like, this went on for so long, and this is like a rap battle in history where you saw someone sue instead of getting in the fucking booth. I'm sorry. You lost my respect after that. I don't know. Anywho. That's how I feel.
Yeah, no. I just feel like you feel that way just because you have your interpretations on Drake, which is cool because I think he's corny too. I just feel like maybe, again, with the whole suing topic, I think it's easy to call him a Karen, but what if it's actually deeper? And
yeah, it may be deeper, but I guess like the way it was presented to us in the media, in the sense of you're suing Kendrick, it's like, bro, you couldn't get in the booth.
But that's what I'm saying. So I feel like in a couple of years, in 10 years from now, when we find out if there's more to
we're
come,
gonna find out the truth.
Then then I can't say he. If there's nothing other than that, then I say, yeah, he's definitely a Karen. If not, and this opens doors to something darker, like they did with Diddy, then I can't really call him a Karen. Honestly, I can call him a bystander, but I can't call him a Karen. So.
Okay, well then I won't call him a Karen in that aspect, but in the way that he acts corny and the way that he tries to throw rocks and hide his hand is giving very much victim mentality and Karen-like. So that is one thing I will say, and I just feel like if you're going to act like that, there's not really any room or space for you in the hip-hop culture. It's never been like that. I don't think there will be room for that type of behavior. So I don't really know. Everyone has always gotten in the booth. Even Eminem got in the booth, bro. Get in the booth. That's it. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Comment. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have other suggestions? Do you know or maybe read other articles or saw other videos? Maybe something we missed on both topics. Kim K, the equity firm, Drake, UMG, whatever, all of that stuff. And with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Randomania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at where?
The Petty Headquarters.
Great. Very simple. You guys can find us on YouTube at where?
The Petty Headquarters.
Great. We release episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m., y'all.
Yep.
All right. And we are on all podcast platforms at where?
The Petty Headquarters.
Great. So with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.